Hello again. It's part 2, my friend. The sky has grown darker, but this is my cat. Say hi, Padme. So I just left off discussing the uniqueness of humans. So exciting to me, namely our developmental process, among a million other things. I was an anthropology major, obviously, without any explanation of my life. You all can infer what that did for me financially. I learned a lot about human evolution and our developmental processes with my interest in psychology and my background in anthropology, my expertise of being a human being in the earth for 39 years. I have a thing or two to say about the topic. Mind you, I am not an expert. I am not a clinician. I am not a therapist. I'm not a meditation coach. I am not a yoga instructor. I'm not a nutritional coach. I am just a regular ass girl who has a college degree for anthropology and has been digging up bombs for the last 10 years as a UXO tech. I also managed a video store. It's pretty fucking cool. What I excel at is overthinking. And if my overthinking can keep you from having to overthink, hopefully it doesn't spur more overthinking. But I feel like someone's got to benefit from all this crap that I have trudged through. I have been keeping writings and processes of self-work for years, and I need to know that it's going to pay off, if not for me, for you or someone out there. So if you're going through some hard shit right now, it's cool. You're going to get through it. You're going to do it, and I'm here to help. Hopefully I can. And I'm not fucking perfect, but I do think there are some universal truths that I have discovered. Whether or not I've been able to implement them is a whole nother discussion. Some of my challenges in implementing them might help you. So that was a little caveat, a little disclaimer. I don't know how much I want to get into this in this introductory discussion, so I'm going to try to, in a nutshell, this for you. The uniqueness of humans. Our developmental process is such that Human beings are super smart. We have gigantic brains that take a lot of calories. It's one of those chicken or the egg things. There's actual experts who study this stuff, but I never wrote research papers on this topic, and I don't freaking keep up with it, so correct me if I'm wrong, please. We evolved and slowly developed bigger and bigger brains as our mechanical dexterity increased, our hand-eye coordination increased, and we started to develop more and more advanced tools. We have the Acheulean hand axe, and that was like, what, 5,000 years? I should probably look that up, hang on. So the Acheulean hand axe dates from 1.6 million years ago to 130,000 years ago. That is an enormous stretch of time. From there, we didn't develop much faster. We would modify, and then we would keep it for a while. And then all of a sudden, about 10,000 years ago, something shifted in us, and there was just this exponential increase of brain power, our motor skills, our what is the name for that? Our motor skills got better. This is why I write and don't vlog. Vlog. Such a horrible word. It's about prolific speakers, and it's the worst word in humanity. Vlog. VL? Who puts those two letters next to each other? Vl. The rambling overthinker. Vlog. Anyways. So we're cruising along, we start making more and more tools. It was a really slow process. During that time, we were on the savanna, the grasslands of Africa. So we're cruising the savanna and we're using tools. The more that we use tools, the more we needed to have our appendages free to use the tools. This necessitated the early hominids to stand more and more upright, enabling them to use tools. I shouldn't say it was a causal effect like that. Evolution doesn't work like that. It selects for the people who show the traits, as opposed to someone practicing it in their life. That doesn't affect your genetic code. So please don't misinterpret what I'm saying there. The family who had these traits had stronger and stronger evolutionary fitness. They had more genes passed down, and this is how things evolve. The more that we use tools, the more successful that genetic lineage would be. And that genetic lineage happened to have bigger brains. The end result was that they passed on more genes. They hunted their neighbors who didn't have that dexterity and that motor capability and that possibly slightly bigger brain. This happens for millions of years, and now you get anatomically modern Homo sapiens, which is what we look like. Oh, sorry, babe. My cat, I accidentally leaned on her tail, and when she went to pull her tail away, she couldn't, and so what the feck? And so I moved my elbow and said, I'm sorry. And she said, it's okay. The rambling overthinker. The more that this trait got selected for, the bigger the brain, the more we were able to use tools. The more we were able to use tools, the more upright the hominids would stand. The more upright we would stand, the smaller the birth canal got, because now you're taking a pelvis, and instead of having the exit in like the back of a cat, right, just kind of loop comes on out, now you're tilting that underneath the frame of the woman. Her legs, instead of being here, are now going under, creating a smaller and smaller space for the birth canal, because now her legs are competing with the same space. So we had a lot of things happening at the same time. Our brains were getting bigger, our tool use was getting stronger, we were standing more and more upright, and the birth canal was getting smaller all at the same time. So this created a really bad situation where your head is bigger and your birth canal is getting smaller simultaneously. Awful conundrum. Bigger heads and smaller exit. Nature's solution was to pop them out a little bit younger, because then the head wasn't quite so big and you could get them out without killing the mom. There was a massive amount of fatalities. However, the biggest downfall of that, and our greatest triumph from that, was language. Premature babies were born, and now we had a need to teach the children outside of the womb, as opposed to being born with the natural instincts that other animals that we see are born with. So because your children were being born more and more premature, we had to teach them things that otherwise would have been instinctual. The only instincts human beings are born with is latch and suck. And also an innate fear of heights. Those are the only innate instincts that human beings are born with, which is crazy because you look at a baby horse getting born and he walks a fucking way. What? Our babies don't even get there until like, what, a year, 9 months, something like that. But what? Can you imagine a newborn walking out after you plop it out? We had to teach them how to do things instead of being born with the instinct to eat grass. No, don't eat that thing because it'll kill you. These preemies are exposed to the world at an earlier and earlier age. Enter the upper brain. We have our little lizard brain on the inside. We have a learned brain and a natural brain, a lizard brain. We had to signal to this freaking preemie that was like, don't do that. And even if it was just a grunt at first, it eventually evolved into the spoken language. We were able to transfer thoughts, and at that point, fireworks. Humanity blew up. We took over everything. We populated the earth. We traded and exchanged ideas and tools and resources on a level that's never been seen. Humans are freaking amazing. And a lot of it is due to the fact that we have to speak and exchange ideas that way. So humans are really interesting. Hi, I'm Shayna. So that's what I have to say, kind of in a nutshell. I just wanted to give that brief background so that you can understand that we're not just talking about animal instinct here. Humans really are a unique creature, unlike something like a cat. Necessitate. Hi. I was an anthropology major. Yes, so the cerebral cortex is what I'm talking about. Thank you, Shane. I know, you're probably like, how are you not like a multi-million-dollar-aire? How are you not a multi-million-dollar-aire right now, Shana? Oh my God, how are you just like 1,000-aire and stuff? Anyways, we're gonna cut that out because that sounds stupid. The rambling overthinker.